Down in the house basement, Lisa gazed at the CNI unit blueprints carefully as she began fastening the side panels of the Dagster shaped body on the machine. It had been exactly an hour since Lisa had revealed everything about Lincoln's brain hemorrhage to her parents, and she had already constructed the flat bottom part of the CNI unit and was in the process of welding and screwing the side panels onto it with a small tire wheels on the side. Once the whole bottom was fully assembled, Lisa planned to install the large lithium battery into the unit and constructed a power conduit, which would allow the battery to power the machine once it was fully complete. Lisa worked carefully with the machine. She heard someone approaching from behind her, catching her almost off guard. Oh, Lucy, what brings you here? You seem troubled. Is something bothering you? Very much so. I see. Care to elaborate the problem? Why didn't you tell us, Lisa? Why didn't you tell us about Lincoln? Uh, well, I fail to understand what you're asking, Lisa. Don't. I mean, Lucy. Why did I say Lisa? Because I'm Lisa, you're Lucy. Don't play stupid with me. I was in the vents writing my poems when I heard you speaking to our parents about something serious. So I crawled over to the vent leading into their room and heard everything. I'm not that stupid. So you know about Lincoln's condition, I presumed. Yes, and I want to know is why you didn't tell the rest of us about it. It's because I don't want to cause any more transition than there already is. I don't want to cause every single family to deal with this type of stressness. That's the whole point. If I can tell everyone about this, then it's going to be difficult. I'm not lying, Lucy. This is a one type of serious thing that I ever done. I could basically die from strokeness. Because I could have died from almost curiosity. Well, look, all I'm saying is this: if anyone, if everyone else were to find out what I revealed to our parents, it would cause a great deal of unrest, stress, and depression amongst the rest of our siblings. And as for Luan, she most likely end up in a suicide note, which, if she learned that from Lincoln, was going to die at the end of a month. You don't know that for sure, Lisa. I think it's only fair that we let everyone else know about this. Not until my invention is complete. And just what it is. Don't you know? Well, you said that you listened to everything in the event, so aren't you aware of my plan to save our brother? Not everything. I left my events after hearing you mentioning the part about Lincoln's brain problem, so I don't know what else you could tell Mom and Dad about. Well, you see, it's something that I came up with as experience, but you might want to feel kind of understanding about it. But I'm pretty sure this is going to give you a heads up. Because, well, let's put it simply. This is a machine capable of injecting millions of microscopic sizes nanites into the person's brain, which are designed to repair damaged brain tissues and remove brain tumors and hemorrhage that can be removed through normal surgical means. It takes almost the rest of a month to complete it. But once it's done, I'll be able to save our brother's life. Seriously? That's like that sounds like something out from the dark sci-fi story. I can assure you that this isn't a joke. I wouldn't lie about something like this. Technology like this definitely seems like something at least a century away. But what I say is this. I know it might take up with some granted, but it just generally up with some sort of a biggest moment of our time. I will do everything I can just to save our brother. But if I do, I know what I can do. Okay? But I'm also trying to get myself where we can take up with this type of awareness right now. It just might lead up with some sort of a differences. How long will it take to complete this machine of yours? If Lincoln doesn't have more than a month to live. Hopefully, if it is all going to plan, I should have it completed before the end of the month. Once the machine is fully constructed, I'll be able to successfully save our brother from the death. All I ask is that you keep absurdly quiet about Lincoln's condition, while in the presence of our other siblings, in order to present certain unrest and panic from obscuring. And I didn't even need to tell you about how serious it is that you don't let Luan know about it either. You don't think they have to put in the right to know. And besides, and if I stay quiet, eventually our sisters are going to become suspicious when they see you working on this machine down here. I'll simply tell them it's all part of a science experiment that I'm conducting. So it's not that simple. All I know is just going to lead up with some sort of a bit differences. So I can assure you that I'm being a lot of it doubt about the awareness. I highly doubt that they fell for that too. But sometimes it might be a little bit different. Yeah, given the fact that this is nothing like a science experiment, the bottom part of the machine looks barely complete. I am aware of that. I'm also aware that our siblings will eventually grow suspicious of what I'm doing down here. And when the time comes, I'll let them know about Lincoln's condition. Our parents have also agreed to assure our sisters that I'm simply working on a special science project down here. But for now, though, we need to keep them in the dark about to ensure about the transitions in this house. Doesn't get any worse than it already has. Our parents are freaking out about the hemorrhage, and it only get worse if anyone else finds out about it. Of course. It might be so. I just did not believe might be taken very seriously. I thought you might be getting diet effect from the brain tumor. No, it's just something new to take up. It's not like that. Lisa, you sure you know what you're doing? I mean, I'm no science buff, but what if something bad happens to Lincoln when you use this machine on him? You use us as test subjects in the past for many of your other experience. Some of them didn't go very well. What if this thing fries Lincoln's brain up? Our parents asked that same question too. And I can assure you that no harm will come to him this time. I ran several tests and simulation on my laptop and to assure that the machine won't cause any further damage to the patient's brain when it uses. And all the tests come out positive. I'm fully certain that this machine is safe. I see. Then seems that our brother's life is in their hands. Yes, it is. And if this machine is successful, it can be mass produced and shipped to billions of other hospitals across the globe and to be used by other patients in need of brain surgery. This invention will not only save our brother's life, but possibly billions of other lives out there in the world. It would give humanity a huge leap in medical technology advancement. Then I pray for and I will pray for your success. I take it you'll stay silent about Lincoln's conditions now. It'll be as you wished. Glad to see we have an understanding. I best I get back on constructing this device. There's no time to lose. Several hours later, around 9 p.m., everyone was heading off to bed, including Luan. She had been sitting in her room all day mumbling to her dummy Mr. Coconuts about how much she feared of her brother's life and various other things regarding the whole situation. She is now exhausted. Luna hasn't said much to Luan the whole day since she still detested her for being the cause of Lincoln's accident. And even now, as she and Luan got into bed, she still didn't say much to Luan. Meanwhile, in Lily's room, Lisa had made a few last finishing touches to the dream simulator band before exiting the room quietly, as to not wake up Lily. Once she was out in the hall, she carefully and quietly walked down to the hall towards Luna and Luan's room. The hallway is dimly lit and nightlight plugged in onto the wall, allowing Lisa to navigate down the hall without bumping into anything. Once Lisa reached into Luan and Lana's room, she saw her two sisters snoozing in her bed. Lisa slowly approached Luan's bed with a dream simulator headband in hand, being careful as not to wake up Luan or Luna. She had programmed the device with a special dream simulation that she felt certain would ease Luan's stress and guilt over Lincoln's accident. A dream that was more beautiful than she had of these horrible nightmares that Lisa was sure Luan might have been having. Lisa could tell that Luan's probably having a nightmare that very moment. She could be seen with a saddened expression on her sleepy face. Don't worry, sister. You'll feel better soon. Luan opened her eyes as she felt a gentle breeze blowing through the air. Then sat up to find herself in the middle of an enormous field of grass and varnish-colored trees. A long lake of sparkling water ran through the field of grass, leading into a large clearing about 50 feet ahead of Luan, where she saw something glowing brightly above in the sky. Luan saw a beautiful aurora borealis shining brightly among the starry night sky. What is this place? This is strange. Hmm. Wow. This is awesome. As the wind got closer, she felt as if she wasn't alone anymore in the strange yet beautiful forest of trees. Normally, any person might have panic after waking up in the middle of a strange forest with no knowledge on how they get here. Yet Luan didn't feel any sort of fear, nor she felt panic. Instead, she felt warm and happy, which is something Luan hadn't felt since Lincoln's accident. Right before the incident on April Fool's Day that left Lincoln a shell of former self, Luan had always been filled of happier and joy and laughter. After Lincoln was severely injured by one of her rocket prank traps, any happiness or positive emotion that Luan was gone and replaced by sorrow, regret, and fear. something that I never seen before. Hey, Luan. This place is beautiful, isn't it? There's nothing more beautiful than seeing you here unharmed. And I'm so sorry for what I did, Lincoln. I'm so sorry. Hi, Luan. There's no need to apologize. I know that you didn't mean to hurt me. And as for my bun bun, I'm glad you fixed him up. That really means a lot to me, Luan. But you'll never be the same again. You have been brain damaged and paralyzed from the waist down forever. True, but in this place, I don't have to worry about any of that. Then what is this place exactly? Is this the afterlife or is it a dream? Afterlife? Heaven, no. Oh, heavens, no, no, no. I'm still alive, and so are you, and this is no afterlife. Then what is it? I have never seen a place so beautiful like this before. I can only assume that this is a dream since this fountain looks like the fountain of dreams of those Kirby games, right? Exactly. This is what you call a dream realm. It's a place where troubled people can find relief and comfort in their dreams. And comfort in their dreams. It doesn't matter what injuries they may have receive out in the real world. In this place, your esprit is healthy as a normal person. The dream realm. Is that where I go in dreams? Is that where we go in our dreams? In a manner of speaking, yes. The dream realm is whatever you desire it to look like. If this is a dream, whose dream is this? I believe it's your dream. I'm part of it. This place is beautiful. I wonder why the dream realm took this form. Well, the dream realm usually doesn't take the form of places that people are familiar in real life. And I believe that because of this place is a landscape that you've seen before whenever you play the Kirby games in the past, there are many things about the dream realm I don't yet understand either, but I believe it will change into whatever from you desire if you focus on the landscape hard enough in your mind. There's no need for that. I'm happy right where we are, right here with you. I just wish that this dream would never end. Once it does, you'll be disabled again. Out there in the real world. And it's all my fault. Luan, I know you didn't mean to do what you did. And as for Bun, I did get very upset when that party ball exploded and damaged him. But when I saw that you repaired him, it has really warmed my heart knowing that you atoned for what you did. And I can't thank you enough. I know. I just wish that I could have you back in the way you always were. Back in the real world. Don't despair, Luan. Lisa will find a way to save me. So have faith in her. I may not be entirely the same as I used to be back in the real world, but with Lisa's help, parts of me may be healed enough to speak again, and if I'm lucky, I'll be able to recover more of my memories. Yeah, you weren't able to recognize all of us in the hospital, like Bobby and the Casa Grande, Esperani, and you acted terrified when she got close for you. Actually, you acted terrified when she got close to you. Hmm. I did? Rania is my friend. I mean, yeah, she acted a bit tough and often pestered the living daylights out of me many times before, but we eventually get along rather well. You don't remember anything of You don't remember anything of that back in hospital? Not much. Back in the real world, my physical body sustained a lot more damage and my brain get hurt the most. Because of that, remembering things is very hard to do back in the real world. So what can you remember since your accident? Well, I do remember fragments of you and the others in the recovery room with me after I woke from the surgery. And there's a time from yesterday when I was being cleaned in the hospital shower room by my mom and some doctor, which I can't remember who he is. Then I remember mother having an emotional breakdown over my injuries. And then Casa Grande has come to see me, but nothing else after that. I can remember every memory since I was young from here. In the dream world, but even here. I can't remember every event took place after my accident with the fridge. As I mentioned it, one of those fragments are foggy, are hard to remember because of the brain damage I received. I see. I don't know how Lisa could possibly help you, but I mean, she's a real genius and all, but even Lisa has her limits. Don't be sure, Luan. I'm sure Lisa will figure out how to heal some of my injuries, and I think you might be a bit surprised on what she has in store. Hmm. What she has in store? It seems as though you're starting to wake up back in the real world, but I'm glad to see you again, Luan. I hope we can meet again in our dreams like this. Please don't leave me, Lincoln. I can bear to see you back in your crippled state. I can't bear to see you back in your crippled state. I don't want to leave this place, not ever. Oh, Luan, you know how the old saying goes. All good things have to end at some point. Just remember, I always be with you. No matter what state I'm in, or I may not be the same out there in the real world, but I still be there to see you. Not, well, even if my mind isn't as it was before. No, Lincoln. You have no idea what it's like for me out there in the real world. Every day I worry about your health, as you may. I've always worried about your health as you lay there in that hospital. Wondered about whether or not you'll make it through enough recovery or end up even worse. It's tearing me apart, Lincoln. I don't know how much more of it I can take. Take it more back there. I know. Look, I know how hard it must be for you, but you can't stay here forever. You have to face reality and learn to overcome whatever's difficult path that lay ahead. And that includes my well being. And if you don't learn how to overcome these paths and just show yourself out from the real world because of the mistake you made, it'll haunt you for the rest of your life. So don't shut the world out there because of me, Luan. Learn to overcome this event and never give up. Okay. I'll try, Lincoln, but I don't know how. You will, Luan. In time you will. I believe in you, Luan. Don't go, please. I believe in you, sis. I believe you. Lisa noticed Luan's began to rapidly stare in her sleep, making her realize that Luan was slowly waking up. Lisa quickly pulled the dream simulator headband off Luan's head. They rushed out of her room and just before she woke up completely. Once Lisa was back in her own room, she glanced down at the band and saw the green light flashing rapidly on the left side, letting her know that the dream simulation she programmed into it worked successfully. Smiling with satisfaction, Lisa set the band on her bedside as she climbed into the bed. Don't worry, Luan. I'll save our brother's life. I promise.